Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome back to another running session. Now the idea for today's running session actually came from one of you guys. It was left in a comment absolutely ages ago and I'm really annoyed because I can't remember who left the comment, but I thought it was such a good idea I wrote it down and I'm doing it today. So if it was you who thought of this, I'm really sorry for not giving you a shout out, but for whatever reason I didn't take down your name, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, the idea is to run some train packs and that's basically it. And if you don't know what I mean by train pack, remember the Railway Children review I did not too long ago? Well, that was a train pack. Obviously it's a locomotive which comes bundled with some rolling stock. And I've got about 6 of them, so that's perfect for a running session. I'm going to limit it to packs which have 3 or more items in them because I do have a couple of Bachmann DMUs which are just 2-car sets. And I don't know whether I'd consider those train packs, but if I discount those I've got 6, which is the perfect number. So I hope you're really going to enjoy it today. I know I am. Here we go with some train packs. Some of them you've seen quite a lot, some of them I haven't run for a really long time, so let's hope it's going to be really good. I'm not going to bother with the history today, I'm not going to bore you with all of that, I'm just going to have a really nice relaxing running session. But of course if you want the history, check out the reviews I've done for the various train packs. I've done a review on all but one of them today, so if you'd like to know the history on those, just check out the reviews, and also obviously the internet's your friend, so if you want to know more, feel free to just Google them and find out more. But no, today I'm just going to have a relaxing time, just running some lovely train packs, and I hope you're going to enjoy it too. So let's get started. Here we go with number 1. And while all of these different packs are lovely, I mean of course I wouldn't have bought them if they weren't, I think this first one is actually my favourite. It's one of the more recent ones I bought, and it's the Excalibur Express train pack by Hornby. And as you can see you get this beautiful Battle of Britain locomotive, and it's called Tangmere, although for many months I actually called it Tangemere and annoyed a lot of people. But supposedly the right way to say it is Tangmere. So she's a beautiful Bullet Pacific in unrebuilt condition in this beautiful BR green, and she's got 3 of those Excalibur Express coaches which were all named after artifacts and characters from the King Arthur tale, I think. So anyway, I'm going to get this thing out because it really is beautiful. I'm going to open up the points. 3 to open today, so it's quite a lot of point work to get over. Let's hope she'll be okay anyway. So I'm going to go over to the controls now and we'll give her a bit of juice. So cross your fingers because there's quite a bit of point work here which might trip her over. So, amazingly, she seemed to do that without a problem, and I was fairly sure these coaches were going to derail. Spoke too soon. Hang on, I'm going to go and stop this. You would not believe it, would you? But I suppose I should know better. You can't say things like that in this hobby. But anyway, they got out of the points okay, and then inexplicably derailed on the main line. But I'm going to move her onto the middle line, which is more disastrous point work. And we'll see how she gets on there. Hopefully those coaches will find time to stay on the track. That would be nice. Okay, let me change some points. Okay, let me open these 2 up then. So yes, this is pack R2308M, I believe it is. And it's a really lovely pack, so you know, if you can find one someplace, I can highly recommend it. Okay, let's do a little running session with her then. And actually the Bullet Pacifics are probably my favourite class of locomotive. Well, favourite type of locomotive. There's a few different classes in the umbrella term Bullet Pacific, but I think they're all just superb. And I've actually not got her racing round too fast because I think it just gives you a chance to see how beautiful the pack is. And of course if she goes any faster it's just a blur, so yeah, it gives you a nice chance to look at the pack. So there she goes, the beautiful Tangmere. Showing off really, isn't she? How nice and steadily she can run. But yeah, she's a beauty without any doubt. Alright, I'm just going to pop the brakes on somewhere here then, let her have a rest. So yes, there she is, and I thought I would open with a bit of a bang today, just because she is so beautiful. So there is Tangmere and her Excalibur Express coaches, which are really, really lovely too. Probably the nicest coaches I've got actually, and we'll come back to her later once I've got the other 2 train packs out of their sidings for the first half of the video. So let's go and show you the second one now then. So this second one is super lovely. As you can tell, this locomotive is a 14XX, and the train pack that she came from didn't really get a special name like Excalibur Express. It was just called something like the 14XX locomotive train pack. But if you want to look it up, it was Hornby R2173, and of course she came with these two auto coaches, which I've coupled her to. Now, of course, the more realistic formation for a train like this would be to put the locomotive in between the two coaches and sort of sandwich it, and that's how they would have run in real life. But I always think in model terms it's a bit of a shame to hide the locomotive between two coaches. So for this running session I've put her at the front of the train, but of course in real life that isn't really how they would have run. And next time I run that 14XX I will put her between the coaches again, because I know some of you like to see that. But just for the purposes of today I've put her at the front. Okay, let me get these points set, make sure both of them are okay. Yep, I think they are, so let's get this one going then. This is the R2173 14XX Hornby train pack. Okay, here we go. Look at that for a slow speed performance. Be interested to see how she handles the points. Not badly, not badly. Okay, shall we have a few scenes of her running around then? Oh, she is lovely. Oh, just look at this. Now this loco and train pack don't have a lot of detail on them, but they've got an awful lot of charm and character. And I just always find myself thoroughly enjoying seeing them run. So, yes, I hope that comes across to you, because it's just such a beautiful little engine. Yep. I'll try and get some closer shots for you. And everybody seems to like the 14XX as well. It seems to me that there's no divided opinions on that. Everybody seems to like them. So, yeah, really nice. And unlike that recent Hornby Railroad version, this one is a fantastic runner, and I don't think I've ever had problems with her. Except the traction tyres needed replacing when I first got her, but since then she's been perfect, really perfect. Okay, I'm going to try and bring her to a nice close-up stop if I can. I think about there should do it. So yes, that's her. That is the 14XX. What's the number? 1470, if my eyes serve me correctly. So yes, there she is. A beautiful loco, and together with the coaches, really, a beautiful train pack. Okay, back to her in a second then, but for now, let's fill the outside line and get that third train pack up and running. Alright, so this next pack is something completely different, and that's what I love so much about this whole train pack idea, because it's going to throw together some completely unrelated locos and things, locos that would never normally run together. So, as you can tell by just looking at this one is a diesel, and I think it's a 101 DMU, something like that. It is a 3-car set, so it qualifies, I think, and I haven't reviewed this one yet, but I believe the R number is R2698, if that's right, and it's in this beautiful sort of BR blue and grey, which is really, really nice. Again, not the most detailed train pack in the world, but it just runs so beautifully. So let me open up these points, swap that one and change the one towards the turntable, and I'll give her a little bit of juice and I'll show you how nice and smoothly she runs. I bought this one originally to run in my diesel month, but I never reviewed her during that. So yeah, if you want me to review her, let me know in the comments and I will do. But there she goes, a beautiful 3-car set. And here she comes now towards the points, and hopefully she's going to cross them without stopping, because that will ruin this a little bit. But as you can tell, beautiful, really good and smooth. And there we go, there's the back car now. Okay, so I'll speed her up a touch and give you a little running session with her then. Here she comes now, and I really like the 101 because it's not too modern, is it? Just old-fashioned enough to look elegant, I think. I must admit though, I wish this one had lights, because I just love locos with lights. I know I sound like a child, but it just brings a lot more life to them, I think, if they light up, you know. Right, I'm going to try something I don't do very often, and that's going to be a station stop, so let's try it. There we go. Hopefully that was something different to see. And I tell you why I've done this. Because I've noticed on this platform, every day really, there are these people waiting for the trains. And I just got to thinking it must be so frustrating for them to be here every day and seeing all these trains go past. But none of them ever stop at the station to let them on. So yes, they must be really quite frustrated people. But not today. Today they do get a chance to get on the train, which I think will be really nice for them. So with that in mind, actually quite ungratefully, they're all still standing on the platform. So, Sodom, let's carry on. I don't know, you try and do something nice and they throw it back in your face. Well, I tried it. So there you have it then, that has been the first 3 train packs of the day. Time to start them all up then, so here goes the Excalibur Express. I'll get her at a bit of a higher speed this time, just so that you can see that she can do one. And also, of course, the 14XX Auto train pack, with the auto coaches. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. So these first 3 have all been Hornby, but apart from that, they couldn't be much more different, could they, from each other? So I like that, I like a bit of variety, that's pretty interesting. Oh, and there's the beautiful Tangmere. Definitely looking good at that higher speed. There she goes, thundering down the main straight there. Yeah, she's a beauty. I think she is my favourite. And there goes the 101, past the very ungrateful passengers. Look at them all standing there. I think it's about time I ran some more DMUs though, don't you? I don't seem to have done any for ages. I don't very often film from back here, but it's actually quite a nice angle. I really like that, so I'll have to do that a bit more. And it also gives you a nice view of the main straight. Here comes the 101 again. Yeah, really enjoying this. Okay, time to stop these then. I'll pop them into their sidings and I'll be back in just a second with some more train packs to show you. Okay, don't go anywhere. Okay, so I've whipped everything back into their different sidings and they all went in no problem actually, no derailments this time, which is quite nice to see. So anyway, train pack number 4 is one that is still pretty fresh in my mind because I've actually only just reviewed it. So there it is, there's the loco, that is the Railway Children train pack with a couple of coaches there. She is parked at a station, but it's not very much like Oakworth, I'm afraid, but you know, we could pretend I suppose. So yeah, lovely little train pack. Actually, the loco from the train pack that I reviewed broke down moments after I'd finished recording it, and if you saw the little messages I put at the end of that video, you'll probably know about that. But I sent it back to Rails of Sheffield, and amazingly they did actually replace it for me, so that's very, very good of them. But like I said, the loco had only been run for about 20 to 30 minutes total, so I think it's fair that I sent it back, because you know, that's not good enough. So hopefully this one won't have the same fate. Hopefully not anyway. So let me open this point and we'll see if we can reverse her out of that siding without any problems. Okay, let's give it a try. Well, that was unexpectedly good, wasn't it? Just went without a hitch. So I'll shut the point and let's bring her back forwards again, and then we'll move her onto the inside line. So this pack is the Bachmann 30-575, and it's quite unusual because it actually came with a building, if you remember. It came with the Oakworth Station building. So I think it might be the only train pack to ever do that, although if you can think of another one that does, let me know in the comments. This new loco is squeaking a little bit, which it shouldn't be because it's brand new, but it might need a little bit of oil. We'll have to see about that. Well, I can't be doing with squeaky locos, certainly not brand new ones, so I actually just took her off and gave her a strip down and a clean and a service, and as you can hear now, she's running way, way better with no squeaking, so that's pretty good. Right, what I'm going to do is, as soon as she's gone out of shot, which she will now, so apologies that you can't see her, I'm just going to reverse her back and get her over onto the inside line. There we go, nearly said middle line. She's on the middle line now. But yeah, the axles were actually very dirty, so Whether it was new or not, I don't know. Maybe Rails of Sheffield have done some testing with it or something, I don't know. But it certainly didn't look new on the inside, but I don't mind so much because it works. Forward she comes onto the inside line, and I'll set her at a decent speed, and then I'll give you a little session with her. So here we go then with the Railway Children train pack. So if you're a fan of the Railway Children film, you'll notice that the loco itself is spot on, but the rest of the train really doesn't look anything like what appeared in the film, which does confuse me a little bit, but I would say it's still a lovely train pack just in its own right. And the livery on this loco is so unusual, and as you know, I'm a big fan of the unusual, so I love it. I think it's great. Yep, and also I love the coaches in their own right as well. I'm going to start using them as Caledonian coaches because they just look like them. Well, I hope you like seeing her again for a change. I think this makes a really nice excuse to run her actually. But there we go, if I just stop her there, that is the engine from the Railway Children, of course, the Railway Children train pack, more specifically. And yes, she's in the Great North and South Railway, I think it is, something like that. I think that's right. So there she is in that beautiful caramel livery, and of course with her two beautiful coaches. Okay, I'll leave her there then, and I will get the fifth train pack out of the day. Blimey, we're getting through this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this next one is one that I've probably shown a million times on this channel, but it's the Bachmann 30-325, I believe, and it is the 40th ambulance train pack. And it's actually one of the most sophisticated train packs I've got, because you get a tender loco, not just a tank engine, and a super detailed tender loco at that. You get 3 coaches, not just 2 or 1 or anything like that, but 3, which are all done out in this beautiful First World War livery. And you also got a pack of figurines as well, soldiers and nurses and things. So really quite a nice train pack. And if you haven't seen the review for that already, check it out. I'll post a link up at the top. It's got a beautiful presentation box, and it really is just a lovely, lovely set in general. So this is the City class anyway. It's a beautiful 440. This one is the City of Birmingham, I believe, and it's in this khaki livery, which was designed to be a bit of a camouflage livery, and you can really tell that, I suppose, by looking at it. And yes, just a beautiful set. So couldn't not run this one. I have run this one quite a lot recently, but you know, I love it, so I'm going to, I suppose. Alright, let's get it started then. And the thing I love about this set in particular is the fact that it just doesn't derail. I know I'm tempting fate by saying that, but seriously, it takes an awful lot to make this one derail. And there is an awful lot of history that goes with these ambulance trains. So if you're interested in them, by all means feel free to check out that review I did, and I cover quite a bit of it in there, but there's a lot to learn about them. But in a nutshell, these were commissioned to go to Europe, where they went to serve troops basically, and acted as a bit of an ambulance train for troops, where the nurses on board would take care of them, patch them up and such. And they were very, very widely used. Millions of soldiers apparently, I think it was millions, got transported by one. And there are a lot of them too. I mean, this particular one was based on number 40, so that gives you an idea of how many there were. And this is probably the most old-fashioned train pack I'm going to be running today. Obviously, early 1900s. Or more accurately, the 1910s it would be. World War I, anyway. Okay, let's bring that to a stop then, just in front of you here. There we go, try and get all the coaches in just about. So that's it, the 40th ambulance train, possibly the most interesting train pack I've ever come across. Really lovely, that one. So that's it, that is the City of Birmingham, number 3711, in that beautiful early Great Western khaki livery. Fantastic. Okay, let's move on then and look at the final train pack of the day. Hope you like it. And this final train pack of the day was actually the first one I ever got in real life. So yeah, what a way to start. But yeah, this is the Hornby White Pullman train pack. and it was our number R2797M, I believe it was. And it comes with 3 Pullman coaches, as you can see, which all have names. One of them sounds like a disease, so I'm not going to say that. But yes, you get this beautiful N15 called Sir Levine, number 773, with this massive articulated tender. And there's a bit of a story behind it, actually, because, as I say, it was the first train pack I ever bought. And we were on holiday in Torquay, and we went on a train ride, funnily enough, down to Paignton. Well, not down to Paignton from Torquay, but it's a whole big business of getting boats and trains and all that kind of thing. Anyway, we ended up in Paignton, and we stumbled across a lovely little model shop in Paignton, and in there was this train pack with the coaches and everything, and I fell in love with it straight away. And I think it was quite a good price as well. It was only about £100, maybe 110. I can't actually remember, but really quite a good price for what you get. And actually, my parents bought it for me as a present. And I think actually they didn't buy it for me straight away. They went back and bought it for me for Christmas, and it was a surprise when I got it on Christmas Day. But anyway, yes, that's the story behind that one. A really beautiful loco. This was 4 or 5 years ago, by the way, and she still runs just beautifully. So let me open up these points. Those two. That should do it. Okay, let's get her started. The White Pullman train set. And what a lovely name for a train pack as well. And she is on DCC actually, so it's a bit naughty of me to run her on DC, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. So yeah, this pack brings back some lovely memories of a good holiday in the summer. And of course it's a beautiful locomotive, and you don't see that many Hornby N15s around, so I'm actually quite lucky to have it. Yep, it's really, really lovely, as you can tell. The loco isn't too happy running on DC like this, but yeah, she's getting away with it just about, but she does keep slowing down a bit, but that's because you have to run her on lower voltage on the controller, which means she's pulling more current, basically. Which means it's more sensitive to resistance in the rails. There's a whole number of reasons why, but essentially, yeah, that's what causes it. So the loco itself is one of my nicest, easily, but the coaches are actually some of my worst. They've always been nightmare coaches. They derail on the points. I've had them gauged, I've added weights to them, I've done everything I can think of. The coupling hooks dropped off, so I've had to glue them on so that they're rigid. They've been a nightmare, but luckily these days they do run okay, but not if you put them across points. Okay, so let's get the other 2 train packs going then. So here goes the Bachmann ambulance train, which is such a beauty. And there goes the Railway Children one. And no honourable mentions today because I think that's all the train packs I can think of that I've got. If I've forgotten one, let me know, but I think that's all of them. So anyway, enjoy this last running session. I'll do an extended one for you. There goes Sir Levine with the White Pullman. It just looks a sight though, doesn't it? Hornby don't make train packs like that anymore. Well, actually they do. They've done quite a nice range of them recently, haven't they? But they're a bit too expensive for me, to be honest. And I think they are for most people. But they certainly don't seem to do as many as they used to. But Bachmann still produce a few. The one I quite fancy is that Shakespeare pack, which I think's got a Great Western 460 of some description in it. Is it a Hall? It's a Hall or something along those lines. But that one's always tickled my fancy, so if that one comes up at a good price, I might be tempted to try it. But they're all good. I mean, just train packs generally are a lovely way to grow your collection because you get a loco and some suitable rolling stock, which you can do with what you like. You can run it with the loco it came with, or you can change things around, which is what I like to do. They're just good fun. There's the White Pullman again. Oh, it's just elegant, isn't it? I'd love to have a ride on it in real life. Was there such thing as the White Pullman in real life? I've no idea, to be honest. So of course, let me know in the poll. I will post a poll and let me know which was your favourite train pack. As always, I can only post a maximum of 5 answers, which kind of is quite annoying. for videos which have always 6 locos, or today 6 train packs, but do your best, and if yours is one that I have to double up, let me know in the comments which one you picked. It's nice to see the ambulance train going so nice and slowly as well, because of course they'd be being careful with the passengers, so I don't expect they'd be racing around and I don't know, attracting attention to them, I suppose. So maybe that's realistic, maybe it's not, I'm no expert. Well folks, that is the end of my running session with train packs. I really hope you enjoyed it, and a little challenge for you: if you've got any train packs which you're quite attached to, let me know which ones they are and why you like them, and we'll get a bit of a discussion going on that. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed yourselves as much as I have. Very different video today, because I think pretty much every item I showed was unrelated to each other, so it's just a nice variety of things to show. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it folks, and I will see you all very soon. Here's an update on the Wall of Fame. If you'd like to have one of your pictures put up on there, as always, feel free to email it to me and I will do that. But for now, that's all I've got to say, so thanks once again for watching for the 10th time, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers everybody.